Jackson. He doesn't trust the employees to know if they work for someone or sexist or that hates black women. His words. And yet he thinks that he knows when he doesn't even live in this country. He's never even interacted with us. O'Shea, you've known King Richie's for a couple years now. Why didn't you sign him? You care so much about the black community, and you're the first to critique me, but I did what you didn't want to do. Why didn't you sign him? Now he's having more success than he's ever had, and he's incredibly talented, and he's worked so incredibly hard for that. But you're the first one to criticize me and call me names when I did what you could have done. And I did what you could have done immediately. I've only been, YouTube famous for maybe 6 months. And then I started helping other people. I started signing talent. And I know you've got your network. I know you've got your very mid set. But if you care so much, why didn't you do it? And MTR, what you did to me in the...
So you guys heard that opening clip. Just Pearly Things challenging me as a pro-black. And of course, me, I'm a grifter, so I was looking for my name. And I didn't really get it like I wanted, but she gave me a minute, right? So give her a round of applause. So guys, what she says in this is, O'Shea, why didn't you do X, Y, and Z? Since you're so black. Let me kind of start off. Rewind. So in 2016, I brought in a guy by the name of Donovan Sharp. Okay? Donovan was writing for the Return of Kings. I met Donovan through Return of Kings, through the Obsidian Media Network. I'm gonna tell the whole truth. Obsidian knew these blogger guys. I didn't know them. He knew Alan Roger Curry. He knew Ron Wills. He knew Donovan Sharp. Those are the three that I got introduced to through Obsidian. Once I heard Donovan Sharp, even though I didn't agree with many of the things that Donovan was talking about, or at least some of the things, because some of the things is the truth. Donovan had, in my opinion, a voice that a lot of black men, at the time I was thinking at that particular time, I was trying to be fair. There are a lot of black men who felt like Donovan. So I said, listen, man, you're a guy I feel that has some talent in this YouTube thing. I think there are a lot of guys out there that as a black person, could relate to you. Hindsight 2020 is the wrong thing to do, but it happened. Donovan came on to YouTube. Now, if it was Just Pearly Things would have wanted to sign Donovan Sharp under a contract and control most of his revenue. I want you guys to hear it. Why didn't you sign him? I'm gonna tell you how she thinks. But when O'Shea reached out to Donovan, I said, I'm gonna bring you on the platform. I'll pay you if you want to write, but all the revenue you do on your own is yours. You get it to 200 to 250 videos, and you can control the rest is history. Donovan at one point outgrew us. He went on to the 21 convention. He went on to make a lot of money and do his own things. Donovan does not like me, but one thing Donovan Sharp can never say is I tried to take any of his revenue. I brought him in. I showed him what I could, but I wanted Donovan Sharp to be his own man. I didn't want to sign him to nothing. As a black man, he didn't need me to sign him to anything. He can stand on his own opinions, even though those are the ones I don't agree with. But I got more receipts for you, Pearl. You love quoting Kevin Samuels, right? Let me play a clip of Kevin Samuels, who made this video about me. Play that clip.
The brilliance of O'Shea Duke Jackson. Here's the thing. I want you guys to actually sit here and listen to what I'm about to say. I hope you guys really recognize and understand and are learning from the resource we have called O'Shea Duke Jackson. When I say the guy's brilliant, I mean it, and I think it's a great time that we acknowledge exactly what the man has done. For those of you who don't know, this is a brother who's over in Poland in medical school. Now, I've been around on YouTube for the better part of about 4 years now. And before I even knew anything about a Black Manosphere, I had about 10, 12,000 subscribers. And I studied this kind of stuff because I have an advertising and marketing background. And to have a man who's in medical school build not one, but two successful YouTube platforms that actually are a meeting place for Black men around the world is astonishing. It's never really been done before. O'Shea has done something that I think is freaking phenomenal. He's taking his own platform to where he's not the star. He's like the master conductor of so many Black men across this digital landscape. He works with the Black Manosphere, pro-Blacks. He will work with anyone, interview anyone. I remember he interviewed a brother by the name of Eric Stanley, a concert musician. All of this while being in medical school. O'Shea is so good at what he does that we forget that he's in medical school in Europe. Now, look at the platform that he's built. Look at how it's actually changed the dialogue and communication online. Believe it or not, O'Shea is an influencer outside of YouTube. The Negro Manosphere, the Black Manosphere, actually is changing the conversation.
You see Just Pearly Things. You see that clip that Kevin Samuels there, the one that you paid a consultation to see? You see, that's Kevin talking about me. O'Shea Duke Jackson, the great. If not one of the greatest point guards in the history of Black YouTube. See, I might not have, and I am very mid-set. Trust me, I'm okay with being mid-set over here in the Black world. I don't need to grift and steal talking points like I don't understand like you and be a dusty and just dusty things to get views. I don't grift like that. I'm authentic. I stand in my own positions, not the ones I hear somebody else regurgitating in order to make money. I don't do that. But see, I never tried to sign Kevin Samuels. I never tried to sign Kevin Samuels. I'm gonna say it again like Dr. Umar. I never tried to sign Kevin Samuels. Why? I wanted Kevin Samuels to be his own man. I didn't want to put nobody into no slavery contract, no bondage contract, no 360 deal. And to be fair, people do it in all groups. I've been asked all the time, why don't you become an agency and sign these guys? I don't believe in it. How about one of your other buddies you know, the lead attorney? None of these people come through you, by the way. Miss Talent person that signs people. You can't produce nothing. Even the guy you're talking about, King Richards, to be fair, he'll tell you. He'll tell you, ask him. I never asked the guy for $1 or sign nothing. Ask the lead attorney. Go ask him right now. Every time I come to the lead attorney stream, he'll always give his account of how I helped him. How did I help him? If it was you, you would have signed him. You would have wanted 80% or 70% of his profits. Because that's how you think. You want to sign somebody. This ain't no signing nobody. I'm a pro-Black. I believe in ownership. Own what you do, not be owned by somebody like you. No, I don't believe in that. You see, why didn't I do it? I don't sign people. I don't have a network where people I sign to. I don't take percentage of their money. Because I believe that in order for somebody to catch up, they need to own their own stuff. I never, ever got $1 out of the lead attorney's money. He done made probably millions of dollars by now. He don't owe me nothing. I mean, he did, you know. He has given me a nice super chat, I'll say that, right? But if he want to, he can. If he don't. The pocket watching with JT. Other guys I shouted out when they were young, coming up. Darius M. I gave him his first interview at 700 subscribers. To be fair, I didn't have as much influence over him as the others. He don't owe me nothing. The Poor Man's Podcast, when he had only 2,000 subscribers. I gave him one of his biggest first shout outs. He don't owe me nothing. And then all of those guys do better than me. Want to know why? I want to see black men successful. And let me drop something else on you, Pearly Things. You're saying he's doing better than he ever has. I can tell you this. He might be using your system, but the brother can do better without your ass. Because imagine if he was doing that for himself and not for you. How much them funky Rode mics cost? He can do that by himself. Why he need you to do that? He was doing good before that. So he don't need nothing that you got. So a white person need to come and sign a black person and take 70% minimum of their money? Is that what you're talking about? Let me, what I'm about to do now is, let me drop that receipt for this is what you do, right? Because it's on the brother's show. What's his brother's name? Hotep Jesus. Let's play that clip.
Together. Let's talk about the numbers, right? So it's true the deal was 70-30 that was on the table, right?
There's some legal stuff going on, so I can't really go into certain aspects.
No, I get that. I get that. But so let's take it here then. If we were to do a deal, Hotep Jesus, come to Just Pearly Things, and I work for you, how much revenue do you think that show would generate?
Well, I'd have to look at your ad revenue now. So I'd probably at first ask to see your ad revenue.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would probably calculate how many hours you would want to work.
Mm.
And then based off of previous people, my goal is always to get you making more than you're making now.
Mm.
That's always my goal. So I would probably look at what other people have made using our system and try to get you to a percentage that makes you what you're making now, if not more. That's always my goal.
So it would be my channel?
What?
Would it be my channel? Like, would we use my YouTube channel, or would we use your YouTube channel? Like, whose channel would we use?
It depends how people want to do it. It's different for every person.
Okay. In a case like a split where you get the majority, is that on your channel, or is that would be on my channel?
It depends.
On what? Like, what kind of parameters are we talking about here where it would go into making a decision like that? Because I saw the deal and I'm like, maybe I could work for Pearly Things. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't know what these numbers look like.
I mean, it depends like what you're bringing to the table. So if we take up 100% of the costs, we take up the majority of their ad revenue. Some people come with their own editors. Some people come with their own thumbnail people. Yeah, so it just depends on the person. So, yeah, some people want a show where we get guests for it, and that costs money. So it just depends what.
So you shouldn't have came for me. You shouldn't have came for me. See, somebody like me, I do things without nobody asking it in for return. Oh, you know what? I got one more receipt from Wode Maya. 1.4 something like that million YouTube subscribers. I'm gonna let Wode Maya tell you about me. Play that clip.
And you know who did the magic? A big shout out to my brother, Oshay Duke Jackson. He said, hey, Maya, you told me to come to Uganda, but I know what happened to you. I'm telling you that the people of Uganda are way better than what happened at the airport. So my brother, I'm buying your wife and you a ticket to Uganda.
Look at this guy, man. Look at this guy. Oshay Duke Jackson.
Can I have a big round of applause to my brother, Oshay Duke Jackson? He was the one who paid for my tickets to come to Uganda. And even when I came to Uganda, my wife pulled up a surprise birthday party in Uganda, and Oshay Duke Jackson paid for everything.
You see all of those clips. I am the greatest organizer, talent finder in the history of black YouTube. I never asked for $1. I've worked for African Diaspora Network. I've done things for Sa Neter they asked me to. I've done things for Wode Maya. I done brought people over to Africa. I never asked for $1 for nothing that I did for nobody. I done helped hundreds of people, men, women, on this platform. People I didn't agree with, content creators, left and right. I ain't never signed not one person to a deal. But that's the difference between me and you. Because people like you have the mindset, well, some people may call it colonizer. But that's not what I do. What I do is genuine. I know you mad, but it is not my fault. Receipts! So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.